In the house of dear friends of mine, there is a picture similar to this, but of another statue that is weeping blood. This one here, for us some years ago, but it has the extra bit of the host appearing over the Immaculate Heart, indicating the reason for the tears. A year ago exactly, I was called back to that same house because dear Donal had been called to the Lord quite suddenly. He had a great devotion to St. Joseph, and every day would spend half an hour reciting the entire mantle of St. Joseph. St. Joseph looked after his house, as indeed he does this little one here, and never lets us down. When the Lord came for Donal, he was in hospital, just admitted, and he was able to receive all the sacraments in full lucidity. And just before he petered out, he was looking in one direction and saying, St. Joseph, can you not see St. Joseph? St. Joseph came for him. And on this day, the 8th of May, a feast which is dear to St. Joseph because it is the feast of Our Lady of Pompeii in Italy, the sanctuary of the Holy Rosary, he came and brought him home. Friends are important, and we help each other on this way. Benefactors are precious when it comes to the consecrated life. In the case of Donal, there was also another member of the family, the dog, dear Max. And the dog was the means of getting into the house, for he would recognize the voice and bark until the gate was opened, because Donal didn't always hear. But the dog didn't survive very long after the departure of the master. But dogs understand things too, and pick up moods. And it was interesting to see how he would protect Donal and Bernadette. And indeed, once Donal was no longer there, the dog would sleep close to Bernadette and keep an eye on her. There was also the cat, whose name was simply Pussy, and the cat also disappeared not long later. These are bits of Eden that the Lord has left for our consolation. Life is very rich, and when a soul is with the Creator, there is an order, and that order extends to many layers of life, including the helps that the Lord gives us, even in nature. Harmony retrieved. But that harmony, above all, should be in the house and in the family, and relationships are important. Good marriages are precious, and true marriages are marriages of soul, built by the Lord and planned in heaven. A team for the Lord. Alas, it is not always the case in our day. Unions come and go, very different from the stable blocks of old, imitating the Holy House of Nazareth.
BBC outside broadcast unit. We are interviewing a very important personage here, and we are trying to find the correct end to start from. Now, sir, are you aware that you are now on worldwide television? Yes, yes. Now then, sit down, good lad, and respond to these questions. Yes. Now then, what? Oh, I say.
It's not what it do, it's told.
Yeah, well, actually, Amelia enters into this question. The theme that we're going to talk about today, good man, is this. What means for success in a long-term marriage? Because you have good custodians here who seem to have done it very well over more than half a century. Now, what was the secret? You haven't got any because you're not a babe. Anyway, you will ask, first of all, the woman of the house, what is the great secret of holding together a good marriage for over 50 years? Any secret that the young people ought to know in this day?
The secret of a long success in a long-term marriage.
I'm deaf.
Oh, I say, deafness. Yes, well, that's a great asset because one doesn't hear the problem. Well, doesn't the naughty words of the other person. Being deaf is a useful asset. Any other useful tips?
You shout all the time.
You shout all the time. Yes, you shout all the time when you're deaf. Oh, I say, in that case, there's no big difference between shouting and shouting. It was all shouting, shouting. Happy marriage, all shouting for 50 years. Yes. Well,
No, thank you.
So, with your faithful husband, your long-suffering husband, any tips about holding together a marriage for the young people, like ourselves? How do you manage with 50 years and more holding together a marriage, eh?
Well, you see, the important thing in marriage, success in marriage, is compromise.
Compromise.
I'll explain compromise. This is very important. When the wife or the husband says, I want to go to Dublin, but the wife says, I want to go to Belfast, you compromise and you go to Belfast.
Giving away the will. The will. The will. You see the will. Bending the will.
I think it's the other way around. I would say we'd go to Dublin. I wouldn't go to Belfast.
I see. It's like, over to you, sir. And you say, over to you, madam. Isn't that great?
Yes, but that, you see, is where compromise comes in. That when the wife changes her mind, you then compromise again.
Oh, I say. Anything you say will go. Isn't that great?
And then you
There's
do.
always an excuse.
Oh, I say.
And then you do what she says.
Oh, I say. As long as you're doing what... Yeah,